What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Dragon Age Veilguard because they just revealed almost 20 minutes of new gameplay, including a boss fight, how the combat is going to work, and dialogue trees. And as good as it looks, it feels like people are 90% hyped and 10% extremely concerned. But let's get into it. Hi, I'm DreamcastGuy, and I hope you're having a good day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. In fact, as I record this, normally I wear a red shirt, but I'm wearing blue today. So they just finished it. I decided to watch the entire 20 minutes of it just to kind of like absorb to see how good it was, because the initial teaser trailer they did like a little Fortnite style silly cutscene. That was not good. So I'm glad that they very quickly followed up with some actual interactions to show how the game is really going to play. So this is one of the main guys at BioWare, and he's already hyping up what seems to be the immense amount of strategy. So this is crazy. We're just going to take some looks at some random stuff here because honestly, the first thing that kind of got me was how colorful it is. Like, not just this, but like, it just feels like a lot of games, we're finally getting back to the age, not to be too silly, but the Dragon Age, to games not being afraid to have really wild color palettes. So during the course of this like 20-minute demo they showed, there's a character in a previous Dragon Age game that turned out to be an elf god, Solus. And now Solus is trying to open up some sort of weird portal that will cleanse the world. But by weakening the veil or guarding the veil, I guess it's probably the Veilguard, it seems like he's accidentally unleashed a ton of demons. Okay, so real quick, let's actually take a look at this combat. So some people seem to be thrilled about this. Some people are a bit hesitant because it is definitely more action focused than previous Dragon Age games. The other Dragon Age games, I feel like they were definitely more strategic. They were more about manually controlling party members and trying to not get completely crit-faced by being under-leveled. Man, okay, that's the huge rips they're trying to stop because demons are pouring in. This game looks in just it is difficult to believe this game is going to be running on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X because it looks so good. Now, they did say this is obviously in development footage. Stuff is probably going to look a little bit better or a little bit worse depending on what your system is going to be, but something I wanted to talk about is definitely the primary criticism I've seen people discuss, which is the fact that it definitely seems like their effort to try and streamline this, it does appear we're only going to get a chance to play as the primary character, whereas in the other Dragon Age games, you could actually play and control each of your party members. Now it looks like we're just playing as one person and you give orders to the other party members. So like this little daring rogue guy here, I think this all looks great. But here, let's fast forward a bit. Let me take a glance at this real quick. So there are a lot of dialogue trees. This is something that always makes, honestly, that's one of the best things about BioWare games is the fact that you get lots of different choices and it can not just change the flow of conversation, but a lot of times it does make it so your playthrough is radically different because you can go more evil or more good. But not only do these options look really good, I do like the fact that it has this little, like, basically there's like how mean you're going to be, how nice you're going to be. So I think a lot of the dialogue stuff we've seen so far, it does look good. So this dude that they're showing here, this is one of the characters. This main guy here, it says straight up when they introduce him that he's a custom character. These are people that are like the pre-established side heroes. Man, this guy is a custom character, so you can pretty much make anybody you want. As a guy who's obsessed with purple, I think he looks incredibly great. But let's fast forward a bit. Let's actually see when he opens up that skill tree, when he opens up the ability to command other soldiers, because command your party members. Man, God, I know I keep gawking at the graphics, but I think Some people seem to be happy about the look of it. Some people said it still feels. I've seen people say it looks very Star Wars, which confused me. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so I don't play a lot of Star Wars games. I don't know what they're talking about. I wonder if they mean that it's just like very fluid and kind of floaty at times. God, this looks so good to me. So whenever they open up this tree, you can see that the people that are in your party, you can use their specific abilities and put stuff on this quick bar. I think that's an interesting idea, but there's no way you can really deny the fact that this is less options than other Dragon Age games have had. Now, I'm still very open-minded to it because honestly, this combat looks very fast. It looks very fluid. It's definitely... It feels like a departure from the other Dragon Age games, but I mean, it looks like they modernized it. Not that the other Dragon Age games are outdated, but I have noticed that some people's initial knee-jerk reaction is like, okay, so it is a bit weird that you just put skills on this quick tree, only 3 abilities each. Nope, there's tons of abilities. You just swap between 3 on a wheel, so it does sound like you kind of equip magic to you and your buddies. Okay, I feel better about the wheel now. I wish more of this was showed during the gameplay trailer because it looked super action hack and slash combat, but super glad we got to see how it actually works with that complex wheel. The best part, you get to have long hair now. Will I have to bring up this menu every time we use an ability? Will companions be controllable at all? Yeah, so a lot of early questions about how this stuff is actually going to function. No hate to you and the team, but this one is not for me. I like the previous games, but the art style and tone here is a big shift from the dark and morbid fantasy of the previous games. This looks like Honkai Star Rail made a Dragon Age game. Now, I want to go on the record. That's a funny tweet, but I actually disagree with it. I mean, I feel like... You know, fantasy games 10 years ago were still whimsical. They were darker at times, but this doesn't feel too crazy. Like, this doesn't seem impossibly different. It just feels like they're trying to do like a colorful take on old school Dragon Age. I'm more fascinated by the speed of it. The fact that this game is just so quick with all these dodges and stuff, that to me is what, like, maybe I'm misremembering, but man, not only does this look good, it kind of reminds me, to be honest, of the first time I ever played The Witcher 3. Like, The Witcher 3, the first time I ever saw it, it just wowed me with how different it was, how much they managed to put in, like, environmental storytelling and big, crazy, epic set pieces. Man, I think this is exactly what I wanted. Like, personally, I was hoping for something that was great but different. And this does look great but different. They said it's coming in the fall. This is a good first impression. I mean, I still have some hesitancy. I hope it is something that plays as nice as it presents. The other final critique I have seen a bunch of people saying, which I do agree with, is the fact that they showed this early gameplay, like low-level gameplay, maybe that was a mistake because it makes it look like everybody only has 3 buttons. It would have been nice if we could see some like level 20 combat, but... as a fan of Dragon Age, somebody who has finished the games, this is pretty cool. I am interested heavily. But how do you guys feel about it? I just wanted to watch a bit of this because the trailer, when they first revealed it, was pretty cool. But that gameplay, definitely eye-grabbing. But thanks for watching. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please, keep dreaming. Man, Dragon Age is back. What a time. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.